Alright, here is a topical update on Invest 91L in the Bay of Campeche here. It has a 60% chance of development here. It's been increased now. You read what they say here in the newest bulletin here, released just a few minutes ago. You see, recent satellite data indicates that the circulation of a low-pressure system located over the southern Bay of Campeche has become a little better defined today. However, the associated showers and thunderstorms remain disorganized. This system is expected to move slowly west-northwestward towards the coast of Mexico, and it could become a tropical cyclone before it moves inland early into next week. Regardless of development, the disturbance will likely produce heavy rainfall over portions of southern and eastern Mexico during the next few days. An Air Force Reserve reconnaissance aircraft is scheduled to investigate the disturbance on Sunday, if necessary. Interests along the Gulf Coast of Mexico should monitor the progress of the system. You see here for the next 48 hours, a medium 60% chance of development, and through the next 5 days, a medium 60% chance of development. You can see this is the graphical weather outlook. If we go to the 5-day outlook, you can see what they have it increasingly. Interestingly, they have it moving more towards the northwestward here than I did previously. The storm should generally move to the northwest here, northwest or west-northwest, over the next coming days here. So it'll make landfall in northern Mexico. It shouldn't make landfall in Texas at this point, but I can't rule it out for certain at this point in time. It's still possible, but the chances are really low at this point in time. You can see it moves and makes landfall here around the Tampico area, I believe that is, and moves on to the north and gives us moisture later down the next week here. On Tuesday and Monday, we have a 60 to 50% chance of rain, or Tuesday and Wednesday rather, a 60 to 50% chance of rainfall. And those are the models there. If we look at the satellite here, you can see high-resolution satellite has a fairly disorganized area of rotation. You can still make out the general location of rotation here, but it's really disorganized at this point in time. Still organizing over the Bay of Campeche here, as you can see there. Then if we look at the farther away view of satellite, you can see just the general moisture from it. And if you look over at sphere, you can see the wind shear is fairly it's okay at this point in time for, the storm in the Bay of Campeche. If it goes more north, it's going to get into higher winds here and probably, shred itself apart. That would be bad for the system. But if it stays fairly south, it should have a chance of possibly becoming a tropical depression or storm, here. I also wanted to mention here, to get the latest information, go to the National Weather Service Corpus Christi or the National Hurricane Center. If you want to get localized weather info, go to National Weather Service Corpus Christi. You can see the forecast here over the next 3 days here. You can see Tuesday into Wednesday, 50-50, and then into 60% chance of rainfall there. And you can pause the video and read what this says here. But it pretty much says 50% chance through Tuesday, and then into Wednesday afternoon, 60%. And then it's Wednesday night, goes down to 40, and then it's Thursday, goes down. It stays at 40 and goes down more on that Thursday night. If you look at the sea surface temperatures at this point in time, they are fairly warm, about 27 to 26 degrees Celsius, where the storm's at around this general region. And it's going to move to the northwest here and get into slightly warmer waters. This water is capable of capable of sustaining, rather, at least a tropical depression or weak tropical storm, as it moves over towards the northwest here over the next coming days. And you can see the satellite there. Again, it's pretty disorganized at this point. It's likely to be a rain threat for the moment, at least right now. We're predicting this to be maybe a weak tropical storm at the very most here. Keep in mind, this is the middle of June here, so the conditions are not optimal for development here. So there is some cirrus still present. And sea surface temperatures are not the best they could be at this point in time. If you look at water vapor here, you can see you can see all the moisture there. Some dry air to the north of here, a little bit of dry air, and most of the dry air here is to the east of it. So it's in a fairly moist environment here to develop over the coming days, as you can see in this water vapor loop. And if you look over at the GFS model here, 12Z ZFS model. You can see it shows a broad area of rotation here, making its way over towards northern Mexico here. Has it consolidated and possibly making a landfall there around Tampico. Again, fairly broad area of rotation there. It goes on up north when it gets inland up towards the Texas area after it makes landfall. If you look at the CMC model, you can see what it says. Again, this is the CMC model. You can see it also shows a fairly broad area of rotation going up towards northern Mexico there, towards probably southern Matamoros, Mexico there, roundabouts there. Then you can see the NavGem, what this model says. See a fairly broad area of rotation making it to northern Mexico. So I cannot rule out at this point in time a landfall or more increasing moisture for the Texas coastline at this point in time. So generally, I would say just to stay aware that this is going on right now. You can see this is the ECMWF. Shows the area of rotation going towards northern Mexico and making a jog over towards Louisiana there. This is as of the 0Z run on Saturday. New run's coming in soon, so we're going to get the full run in about an hour or so. But generally, stay knowledgeable about this particular storm. Again, Invest91L. If you want to get the latest information, go to nhc.noaa.gov, nationalhurricanecenter.noaa.gov. Right there, you can see the link there at the top there, at the very top of your screen. Go to there to get the latest information on this particular storm over the next few days here as it traverses to the northwest or west-northwest. And it'll give you the latest information. If you type up National Hurricane Center, it'll probably be the first result. Or you type up NHC, you'll probably get the first result. Will be the National Hurricane Center. Then you can see the National Weather Service Corpus Christi here. You could go to there and you could get latest information on the weather going on over here and stay up the tabs for us in South Texas on this particular tropical disturbance in the Bay of Campeche. You can see the latest information there. You can see the latest forecasts. Hold on, it's a little bit blurry there. There we go. You can see the latest forecasts, latest outlook here. You can see towards Tuesday and Wednesday now, they've had it to where it goes towards scattered to numerous thunderstorms here. So just make sure you keep tabs on this. Again, this is National Weather Service Corpus Christi. Just type up NWS-CRP or National Weather Service Corpus or NWS Corpus, and you'll get the latest results there. And if you want to see a localized outlook, say you live over here, around about there in Corpus, just click on that and it'll give you the latest information for that particular area of Corpus Christi or Texas you're living in. You can see there, it gives you a look right there. 50, 60% chance of rain. It gives you all the information you need to know, up to, I think, about 7 days out in the forecast range. So in general, make sure you are keeping tabs on this disturbance here over the next coming days as it develops, possibly may organize into a tropical depression or maybe Tropical Storm Barry, potentially. It all depends on where the center decides to develop and if the storm decides to be small, big, or if it decides to move on to the more to the north here and avoids land interaction, because right now it's getting kind of interaction from the Bay of Campeche towards land here in Mexico. So it'll have land interactions to deal with. Wind shear is okay where it's at right now. The more north it goes, the worse it gets for it in terms of wind shear. Dry air is not really too much of an issue right now, although there is some dry air to the north there that may get entrained to it. But at the most, for the most part, this should be just mainly a rain event, not really a wind event. Like I said, just keep tabs on it. Make sure you follow your local National Weather Service office or the National Hurricane Center for the latest information on our system over the next coming days here as it traverses to the north here. And again, Texas landfall cannot be ruled out at this point, but it seems more likely for northern Mexico at this point. But of course, if that changes, you could go onto the sites there and see the latest information on what the storm decides to do in the long run. So hope you guys enjoyed this update. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section below of this video, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability when I'm available on YouTube. And have a great day or night, guys, and stay safe, and see you guys later. Stay safe.